Hi, I'm Eric and welcome to MC University Tech Tips. I want to take a minute to tell you about some of the changes we've made to our Pinnacle 2020 software. One of the things you might notice right off the bat is there's actually a new HMI here on all 2020 year production machines. It has the same frame size as the old HMIs. This is an EX710 HMI as opposed to an ETOP 610 that we used to use. The 710s will run a software that looks almost identical. It is a different software package though, so we'll get into that a little bit later. In order to track all of the different software versions that we've released over the past several years, we've put a helpful chart together that we put on the dealer gateway. This will show you what the most current PLC and HMI software are, and we'll list both the HMI software versions for the 610 as well as the 710 screens. It'll also give you a description of all of the changes that have been made to the software with each patch. This is so that you can decide if you need to go out to any dryers in the field and implement these new changes to those dryers. The new features that we've added since last year, one of them can be found in the service page, and it's an ability to disable mid-grain temperature probes. This was implemented because there were a few occasions where a mid-grain temperature probe would fail and the dryer was unable to run because we kept getting an alarm saying that the mid-grain temperature was out of band. So now in your service window, there's a checkbox to disable your mid-grains. What this will do is it'll bypass your mid-grain alarms. It'll also disable your ability to go into true dry because true dry will not be able to operate without mid-grain sensors. This gives you time to order parts and get them replaced, but not shut the dryer down completely. The other two major pieces that we added can be found in our maintenance history page. So from our home screen, we'll go to historical data and then maintenance history. This page used to be blank. We can now see at the top we have a cold start grid. This feature was added because during some of the very cold drying conditions that we had during the last season, some of the dryers were having trouble getting started when temperatures were well below zero. The plenum temperature probes are meant to operate in the temperature band that we're used to seeing. When we got to these extreme cold temperatures, they were giving us some weird readings. So what we did is this works sort of like a prime on your lawnmower. You can check any box for a burner that's going to be lit and experiencing cold conditions. It'll temporarily bypass some of the alarms for that burner. But as soon as the burner lights and temperature begins to rise, all of those alarms will be re-enabled and your temperature reading will begin to show correctly again. This has to be selected per burner. So if you have a multi-burner dryer, you'll want to select any of the burners that you intend to light. This will allow you to get them started. Underneath, we have our meters that we've added for bushels dried and hours run. This has been a requested feature and we're happy to say we've got it in here now. This will allow you to see the total bushels that you've dried on your machine as well as how long it's been running. We have both totals as well as a resettable field. So if you want to track how long you've been going on a given day or week, you can go ahead and reset and you have another meter to track that. So every dryer that we build is going to have the most current software installed on it as of its production completion date. What that means is that the dryer shipped to you may not have the most current software come service season. Anything that we've added to the software will always be available to you from the dealer gateway. Every dryer will ship, starting last year, with a PLC and HMI update kit. This has, again, the most current software when your dryer was produced. So if software's been released since you've ordered the dryer, you can go to the dealer gateway and download the files there and update these cards. There's a video explaining how to do that. If you're uncomfortable with that, you can send the cards to us. We'll update them and send them back to you. So once you have your cards updated, the PLC, I'm going to skip for now. That's the same process as it's been going back to 2015 with Pinnacle Lite. The HMI process has changed a little bit because of the new screens. So this USB actually has software revisions on it for the old 610 screens and the new 710 screens. In this case, I have two 710s on this machine. So I'll take my USB install it into the USB drive here. I won't have to do anything. We'll see that it'll begin updating on its own. So this is a little different already from the 610 screens. On the 610s, we would navigate to the troubleshooting page, update settings on the HMI. You'll still have to do that on the 610s. So you'll go to your service screen, troubleshooting service, you would log in, go to your HMI settings, and hit update HMI. Once there, you'll have to navigate to the correct file on the flash drive because, as I mentioned, there's now 2 update kits on there. One of them is named 610 for the 610 screen. Meanwhile, another thing you're going to notice is that this screen, the 710, will update much faster than the 610s did in the past. They used to take 5 or 6 minutes and you have to update each screen. You still do have to update each screen, but one of the nice things about the 710s, it'll update much more quickly. We should see momentarily here. We see that it's currently updating the package. And as soon as it's done, we'll hear a couple beeps and it'll say that the update was successful. As soon as it says it's complete, there we go, we got our beep, update successful. I'll go ahead and remove the USB from the back of the screen. And as soon as it realizes that I've taken it out, it'll automatically reboot. And when it powers back up, you've got your software installed. So getting both screens updated will be much faster with these 710s, which is very nice. That summarizes the changes that we've made to the software going into 2020. I hope these are good news for you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next Tech Tip video.